Bam! Welcome everybody. Today we're going to go through 1,000 YouTube comments to work out what games we're going to play. So about a week ago, I put out a video where I was playing Peglin. Honestly, amazing game. Very excited for when that comes out. Do go and wishlist it on Steam if that's something you like the idea of. That always helps games out, I think. And so I had asked people, what kind of games would you like to see? And so I'm going to go through these comments, and we're going to try and find some games to play. So here we go. 1,031 comments. Woof. Okay, first up. I love that Tom was just playing this while York Towers was flooded. That was very true. It was not planned. I didn't even notice. God, like, the office floods a lot. And I came out, and I just, walked through the office. Everything had been, dragged out into the corridor. Water was pouring in from places, and I just was completely oblivious, and then people pointed it out. Bad times. The Spiffing Brit. Oh, my boy. Project Zomboid is a good suggestion for you. Fun, challenging, and character growth. Does well for one-offs or short series. Surviving the end of day 4 can be an achievement. So, Project Zomboid. I've actually watched a bunch of videos on that, and I'm worried that it looks too complicated for me. Too big brain. There seems to be so many things. But there's a guy I've been watching a bunch of called Ambiguous Amphibian, and I was watching his Rimworld stuff, but watch some of his Project Zomboid stuff. God, he's just got such a nice voice. Shout out to Ambiguous Amphibian, I think his name is. Also, man, it always blows my mind that the Spiffing Brit, like an actual functional human being, watches these videos. Not that the rest of you aren't, but he's got his shit together. I'm with Spiff. Project Zomboid's good fun. Nice cheek clencher. Ooh. I was going to suggest Terraria. Ooh. Full playthrough. That's a real long game. And I feel like I've played a lot of Terraria in the past, and I don't know if I can go back. I find it hard to go back to games I played. I get bored really quickly. Against the Storm. What was Against the Storm? So there's going to be just a fair degree of me just looking up games. Oh, I have played this. I ended up not recording it. Because it felt a bit more puzzly than town buildy. But it gave me a real They Are Billions, and there was another game. But I have played Against the Storm. You already own it. There we go. That's just a little note. So it makes it easier for me to try that out. Honestly, I'm mainly missing games that make you laugh, or make you intrigued, confused. Just doesn't feel like you don't a video recently that's crazy and wacky enough to get those responses. Marvel game was good. Man, I did like that Marvel game. It's why I'm suggesting you play Wildermyth or Suzerain. Oh, there looks like there's a lot of reading involved. It's one of the reasons why I'm a bit reluctant to play... Oh man, this looks like a real Ben game. There's maps, there's a lot of text, there's economy. Suzerain, I'll put that down in the, the maybe pile. I'm not sure Tom has the reading comprehension to play Wildermyth. Very true. But then again, neither do Dunkbed, Ravs, or Boba. They've all got those big brains, unlike me. Seconding the recommendation of Wildermyth, especially if Tom can find another York to play it with. Playing a game with someone else is always easier. I should look into it. I saw a little bit of those guys playing. Maybe too much reading. As a huge pegging fan, this game is perfect for me. Well, Cat Demon. Wow. God damn, finally a relatable comment. Well, thank you. I too am a big Peggle fan. You love the Grounded with Ben. That was great. Similarly, I love the Barn Finders and Power Washer. Maybe more indie games or Unity games would be good. I'd love to see you play that Ant game. Empire of the Undergrowth could be good. So, man, indie games and Unity games, that's half of what I play, right? Always good stuff. Grounded with Ben was a lot of fun, but I felt like when we played it before, and it's had updates, we kind of hit the end of what was in that game. Just looked up Empires of the Undergrowth. It looks dope as hell. It's really cool game. So back when I was streaming in early lockdown, when I could stream from home for a bit, played through all of Empires of the Undergrowth, and it's really cool, but there's 1 or 2 levels in it do not care for. I think it was like the leafcutter ants. Ugh, God, just hated playing as those. I have a massive fascination with ants. I'm obsessed with ants, and so playing that game was a lot of fun. But I don't know if I'd record it, just because I have played a whole load of it already, and I'll find it hard to go back. I'd love to see Tom do more Call of Cthulhu, or any Cthulhu game really. Something about his light-hearted disregard for horror scenes is hilarious. Do you mean like the tabletop game? I second this. I have been watching the Sinking City playthrough and loving it. But you're forcing Ben to watch... Oh god, that poor boy. Man, yeah, always love Cthulhu games or Lovecraftian games. Big fan of that sort of esoteric horror. I've got like a little short list of games that I want to be playing with Simon, and they've just been waiting on the back burner for a while. But yeah, man, I will always take a closer look at a Cthulhu game or Lovecraftian game. But if you meant the role-playing game, there's some plans in the pipeline. You'd love to see the Oscars do a board games night. They're a lot of fun to watch. Agreed. Board games can make some great videos. I don't think I'd want to see them too often. Maybe once a week at most. Man, to be honest, the ball ache of getting people together, setting up the cameras and stuff, there's just a bigger barrier of entry to sit down and just do that. But yeah, there's a couple of board games that I've been thinking of doing recently, and we'd kind of like to try and do a bit more like live action-y stuff. We've not really done any, well, I've not done any board gaming for a long time, lockdown, quarantine stuff. But yeah, I've been like itching to do that. There is a game, God, I had heard about it and was told it was really good, and then they did a Kickstarter to release a second edition of it, but what was it called? It was it's basically like, imagine if Aliens was a hidden role game, and you're on a spaceship and you've got to repair the spaceship and aliens turn up. Like, it just had some nice miniatures in it, and heard the game was good, and was just described that it was sort of like Battlestar Galactica, which is one of my favourite board games ever. Apparently they're making a Call of Cthulhu Battlestar Galactica. In terms of IRL stuff, I think it'd be interesting. I'd be interested in watching what would be one-shots of various tabletop RPGs such as D&D, Call of Cthulhu, Zweihander, or other various superhero tabletop RPGs. Just grabbing people from the office to play. Man, I'd love to do that. It takes a little bit of work. Also, I don't think I'd play Zweihander. A lot of people have raved about it, but I picked it up because before they re-released the Warhammer Fantasy RPG, people were saying that Zweihander is a great grimdark fantasy role-playing game, but God, it's so crunchy. I generally prefer much lighter systems these days. A bit more just like story focus, and not having to worry about my spreadsheet of a character sheet. Tom GMing a very short, 1 hour long, one-on-one one-shot with random member of the office and pre-made characters, all who die brutally at the end of the episode. Could give it an overarching story, like the PCs being minions of an even villain monster played by Tom. Something like that'd be really cool. We've done a bit of one-on-one role-playing, in the recent times, and was really good. Also, I've got a little list of solo RPGs that I really want to try out. There's one that I played called 1,000-Year-Old... Oh, maybe doing a solo playthrough of Ironsworn. Really want to try that out. I've not played Ironsworn. I did back the One Ring Kickstarter, where the creator of Ironsworn has done a solo adventure for a solo play Lord of the Rings thing, and that sounds great. As a bit of a Lord of the Rings nerd, would love that. You'd love to see Tom playing Corruption of Champions. Never even heard of that. Is that like the Fatal System? An erotic text-based browser? Yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing that. I don't think that's going to be a thing at all. I've been playing a game that you might find interesting called Death's Door. Basically, you play as a crow with a sword and reap souls that have lived past their expiration date. Gameplay's fun, art design is great, good solid humour. I like humour. You know what? This is something I really like the idea of doing. And before, when I was talking about, I want to do some slightly more heavily edited videos, I think this would be a perfect test. So I've heard the game is like 8 to 10 hours long, but trying to play through it and having a combination of actual, live gameplay and like reactions of like, whoa, the boss hit me, but then being able to like chop it up and do VO to like explain what's going on, but in a more condensed, faster way, and get, the best of both worlds, and just keep the series like a bit shorter. So this could be a good test for a new idea on like style of video. Test new style. Tom, I missed you playing puzzle games with Simon, which I realise is a complicated thing. The Room series. I played the first 2 Room games. I think I played them on like mobile or something. Also mystery games like Phoenix Wright. I think it would be to watch you play No Man's Sky, maybe, or something similar. Maybe 100% Orcs Must Die 3, like Sips. Yakuza games are crazy. I've never played any of the Yakuza games, but people often say they're very good. I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to No Man's Sky. People say it's great, but I think I need a bit more like focus in my life. And I love Orcs Must Die, but I played those like a year ago, maybe, when it was on Stadia. I don't think I'm going to go back and play Orcs Must Die again for the meantime, but maybe at some point in the future. Phoenix Wright with Tom and Simon would be awesome. I used to love the Phoenix Wright games. I only played like the first 2, maybe like the third one when they had like different characters. Was that different characters? I don't know. I'm just worried they'd be a bit long and a bit talky, a bit too talky. Tom, they read good. As I sit here and read 1,000 comments. We'll have to see Dawn of War 2 campaign playthrough with Ben. We have arrived, and it is now that we perform our charge. In the fealty of the God Emperor, by the gates of the Golden Throne, I declare exterminatus. Upon the imperial world of Typhon Primus, I hereby sign the death warrant of an entire world and consign 1,000,000 souls to oblivion. May imperial justice account in all balance. The Emperor protects. Honestly, I'm not that big a fan of the Relic strategy games. Had played the first Dawn of War quite a bunch, and then played a little bit of Dawn of War 2, but I didn't care for it as much. They're okay. It can sit in the maybe pile. If you can do it co-op, like just sitting and chatting, just nerd shit with Ben is always going to be fun. Would love to watch you bumble through the cute space exploration game Outer Wilds, not Outer Worlds. Would be quite a few parts. It's a long-form puzzle game. Can watch you try and fail to land a spaceship over and over. You can only really run through the game once, as it's all story and understanding based. But figuring out each planet's secrets and slowly piecing together what the game actually is as you progress. Great game. Couldn't agree more. Get Simon involved. The Riddle Bros in space. Plus the DLC is out soon. Jumbo. So this is a game that I really, really do want to play. But I don't think I would want to do it on YouTube. Maybe not YouTube. For a couple of reasons. So a lot of people have recommended this game, and it sounds like something I would genuinely love to play. But I think because it is a very linear game, as described here, I've heard like it's something that you only play through once. I feel like the Venn diagrams of who's going to watch, like if you haven't played it and at some point you want to, you're not going to watch the videos. If you have played it, you might not want to watch the videos. And those people that have played it, I feel like that comment section is just going to be the most hot garbage in the world. As, you know, puzzle games, like, I find it if I watch videos, and I know this has happened on videos in the past, like, if you don't instantly recognize the puzzle, people are just gonna rip their dicks off. And I think that game, you know, you want it to be a bit slower, exploring around, like maybe it could be more of a stream thing, but this is just something I want to play, and honestly it might end up just being a game that I play for fun in my own spare time. You could try doing a medium-length playthrough of Surviving Mars. City builders always seem to do well in this channel. I was thinking the exact same thing. Then maybe Tropico, or returning to Teardown, or something. No horror plus. Surviving Mars, I love Surviving Mars. I think one of the problems I had with it before was, I think I did a series, maybe, on it. And then I went home and I played it for just 100,000 hours, and felt like I'd kind of done everything in Surviving Mars. I know they've done updates for it, and can't you now, like, terraform the map, which sounds really good. Surviving Mars, it's been long enough, probably like a couple of years since I last played that, that could be time to go back. And man, yeah, I always love city builders. And yeah, Surviving Mars was great. Really, really fun game. Man, all of this game is just a demo. This game looks amazing. It really is. I highly recommend wishlisting it. I spent 4 hours on the demo so far. Game's addictive, and I keep finding new things. It's really, really cool. I kind of think there needs to be a bit of balance with some of the relics, or whatever they're called. Some of them feel so good, some of them don't feel so good. I kind of wish that when you found a relic, you got like a choice between like 2, because then I think you could focus builds a little bit more. Darkest Dungeon. How haven't you played this already is beyond me. Okay, right. On paper, Darkest Dungeon is the perfect game for me. It is got some of the best art style I've ever seen in a game. The Lovecraftian, dark, gothic elements. Also, what's his name? Wayne June does the VO for it. And Wayne June had done a load of Lovecraft audiobooks. Like, oh, every part of it is amazing. I honestly find the game so grindy and boring. I can't enjoy it. And I've even tried playing, you know, the illuminated mode. I just can't get into it. And like, I bought it on, like, I don't know, my phone. I bought it on my Switch to see if, like, if I, like, am sat, like, just, you know, if I've got the TV on or something and I can, like, just plink away at it. I know I should love it, but I just don't super enjoy it. I'm so sorry. And I wish I did, but I can't. And I've got a whole bunch of friends that absolutely love it, and they're just like, why don't you play this? Why aren't you playing this game? And I just can't get into it. My hair is like going wild. I had to go and get my second jab today, and it was like a long walk back into the centre, and it was just pouring with rain, and so I am like a soggy boy. I don't know if I want the board to refresh on crits. That's not always great. Immediately goes into battle, where refreshing on crits helps immensely. So it ended up, you're talking about in the Peglin thing. I think it was because suddenly my build kind of changed. And before, I was using bombs a lot to clear out those like boss levels that had a lot of enemies, and some of those maps where the bombs are super surrounded, it was genuinely really difficult to trigger the bombs. And yes, it turned out to be pretty good. And you know what? I think I was right. I don't know if I did want that. It's not always great, but it did turn out to be great. But you know, there was no absolutes in that statement. Cool your jets. The Ascent. What is the Ascent? Oh, I think I might know what the Ascent is. And this looks like a game I would love to play. Yeah, I really, really do want to play this. It looks beautiful. Man, sort of kind of run and gun shooty stuff. I'd say this stuff often doesn't do amazingly on YouTube. the sort of 3/4 Diablo style thing. I think like the screen is too busy. Also, it can be a bit like fast-paced and it's harder to narrate, or like harder to like chat over it without just saying exactly what I'm doing. But I really, really want to play it. But I kind of think that that might be more of like a stream type game. Maybe a stream game. But I just want to play it anyway because it looks beautiful and I love that style of game. Please, I need to break from Creep World. Also, Creep World is eternal. A man can only take so much blue goo versus Robo Towers for so long. I know, man. We played too much of it. But I just really enjoy it. Also, like, I'd like space it out a little bit more. But it's still probably going to be like a Creep World video a week. Just because people make really creative maps that just kind of really change the game. The ascent looks amazing. It's very meh. And for RPGs, it's super short. Ooh, super short. Actually, makes me want to play even more. Nearly an hour of Tom rambles with gorgeous pixel art. Perfection. Perfection. Well, thank you. Thank you, Pierce. A fun game, not just for Tom, but for anyone would be Reventure. A short, non-linear adventure with 100 different endings. I own Reventure. Okay. You know what? Bonk. I'll go back and have a look at that. Yeah, so I own it, apparently. And played it 2 years ago. So yeah, that could be a game to go back to. I like Be a Landlord. You can make kind of a short series with it. There's ascension levels. So maybe that's your episodic series. What is Luck Be a Landlord? I'll try that out. Needs testing. Oh, also Reventure. You already own it. I absolutely loved this chat video. They help a lot with unwinding after a long day. Tom's got a really chill voice. Personally, I'd like to see a video like this, but with the Incredible Machine. Surely I don't own the Incredible Machine. I like both the Incredible Machine and Contraption Maker. I don't think I've done videos on them, or maybe I have. I remember when you played the demo for Backbone, absolutely ages ago, and it seemed super interesting. I know it was probably released recently. Yeah, I remember seeing that it had come out, and I thought it was like kind of cute, but it felt a bit too like linear for me. I'm sure that, you know, there are multiple ways that you can be doing stuff. I don't know, like, I thought it was very pretty, but it didn't super grab me. Didn't super love it, and I don't know, I kind of wonder like how well that would do. Yes, please, more long content. More Tom is more good. Like old Grandmama used to say. It's very true. Grandmama always about that long form content. Would love to see ye do RimWorld. Had several updates and DLCs recently that have made it very fun. Can also, he nodded heavily. And there's 40k mods. Oh, I'd love to see that too. No mods needed. I'd just love to see that kind of ideology he'd come up with. Ooh, I'd love the RimWorld playthrough he did for a bit. He plays my favourite Warhammer faction, tree-hugging elf boys. Nah, the 40k one is fun, as it actually adds the Imperial Creed as a religious base. Oh, that's cute. So, RimWorld is a game that every couple of years I come back to, and I will put, like, you know, 50 hours in, 100 hours in to a playthrough, and I will stay up until 6 o'clock in the morning every day and just sit and just play RimWorld. Unfortunately, just before the DLC came out, I did start playing as the Orcs, the 40k Orc mod, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then, was it the Ascension DLC dropped, or Ideology DLC dropped, and I started playing it, but because I just put like 40 hours into an Orc game, I don't know, I think I put like maybe like 20 hours into making my religion, who were techno-worshipping cannibals, baby. Very cool. It felt like I was just kind of like going through the motions, and I kind of worry that I play so much RimWorld now that I kind of don't like enjoy the story as much. I feel like I kind of play it quite like mechanically, and like know if my base is doing good or doing bad, and I don't have the same passion for it that I once did. Once again, I just find it hard to play the same game a lot. There are exceptions. Creeper World is one of them. This was a fun game. I also love a Tom Stellaris playthrough. I'm sorry, Jeff. It's never gonna happen. Like, I'm just not a good 4X player. I've heard some really cool Stellaris stories, but oh no, it's too much spreadsheet work. I need like a bit more instant gratification. I gotta say, there'll be no Stellaris. I feel like we should put RimWorld on this thing. I think like maybe there is a option. You may have to like expand you out. Insert 4 rows. Maybe doing like a longer playthrough, like chop down, could work. But maybe. I'd love to see Tom return to horror and the Riddle Bros. Maybe a playthrough of Visage with Simon. I love the couple of episodes released with Lydia. I think we had to stop playing that because it was too scary. I got too spooked. But do want to do some spooky stuff with Simon when he is back in action, baby. But short term, I'm probably going to be doing some more stuff with Lydia. Love recording with Lydia. She's a good laugh. Even if she can be a little mean at times and make jokes about my dice collection. But I think she always gets like a positive review on the channel, which is great. I'm really pleased that after we did the last stuff, a load of people went to check out her Twitch, which is great because there's a little bit of back rubbing there. I don't know, what's the term? She came and like did some videos, did some recording, took some time out of her schedule, and that paid off. So if you haven't gone and checked out Lydia's channel, go check it out and say, I love seeing you do stuff with Tom, because then it means that she'll come and do more stuff. Genius. So this is what my girlfriend has been asking me to try. Yeah, she must have really liked Peggle. Bouncing those balls around. Oof. The Forgotten City is a game that just came out. I was able to beat it in under 10 hours. Could be a fun game for you to try. So, was at the pub... yesterday? Maybe? Day before? Yes. Queen. Sorry. And Lydia was talking about this, and I was like, this sounds amazing. 100% I want to try this out. So honestly, I was kind of thinking of coming in and recording it today, but I was like, actually I want to do this video because I think this is going to take a little more time to put together. But yeah, I'm really hot for the Forgotten City. It sounds really good. This could make for a great series, especially if Tom plays it with another Yogg. We'll see if getting someone else to commit to like 10 hours of recording, honestly, is a bit harder work, just because everyone else has got their like stream schedules and stuff, and yeah, it's just a bit more of a pain to organize. Like, it was so much easier in the past when everyone was in the office doing stuff, but now everyone kind of works from home. Like, arranging for people to come in and stuff like that and taking time out of their days is just more work than when people are just floating around and you're like, hey, do you want to do something? And they're like, yeah, okay. Have more co-op stuff. The way you interact with others and have a good time with them is just very fun to view. Solo stuff is still good, but prefer the co-op stuff, in my opinion. Man, yeah, I think co-op stuff is really good. And also, like, I think it shows generally the co-op stuff just performs better, gets better views, is a lot more fun. Not necessarily, like, a lot more fun. I find it so much easier having someone to bounce off of. I find if I just am sat by myself, talking, I begin to like slowly go mad and just begin like losing my mind. Try playing Return of the Obra Dinn. I think Sis played it a while ago. It's a short Lovecraftian-esque and fun. Honestly, I think everything I said about the Outer Wilds would be true for the Obra Dinn, but even more so. Like, I remember when it first came out, started playing it because I enjoyed Papers, Please, and I wanted to see what they made next. and I played it for a couple of hours. Then I put it down for like a week, came back to it, and I just had forgotten everything that was going on. And I feel like I need to do it with like a notepad and paper. So I don't know if it works so well if I'd be able to do it well for videos. Just because, once again, if you know the answer to stuff, watching someone like bumble their way through, I kind of think it will be more frustrating for the viewer. Some games I'd recommend would be Deep Rock Galactic. Played it a while ago. Slime Rancher. Man, I played a whole load of Slime Rancher at home. Deep Rock Galactic was great. If I could get some people together to play that, I thought it was a really fun game. And I've heard there's a lot of updates, drastically improved. Well, maybe I heard it from you. Harold Garrold. That's an amazing name. Needs more players. Maybe we should be giving these like a rating. What rating? Like A plus. Maybe that's too generous. B plus. Outer Wilds. Probably for streams. That's a D. Surviving Mars. Like a C plus. The Ascent. I think it needs testing. That can be a C. Not a C plus. Stop. No. Fine, have it. Reventure, no idea, that can be a C. Okay, right, the plus system has just screwed us over. Right, you're a B now. Maybe we should do it out of 5. Whatever. Like to be a landlord, I quite enjoyed that. That could be a C. Contraption maker, God, everything's just having a C. A C is just like my real like maybe pile. Sure. Forgotten City, that's an A. If I can get people together, that's a C. Maybe some of these should be Ds. I don't know. Battle Brothers. Played loads of Battle Brothers. It took Ben 6 months of talking me into playing it. And eventually played a whole load of it. And then I think once I'd beaten like the Orc Invasion once, I was just like, I can't start again. I can't play this again. I feel like I had my fun with it, and that was it. Risk of Rain. I've never played any of the Risk of Rain games, and I feel like I should. I don't know if the second one is still like super pixel graphics. No. Was the first one super pixel graphics? Yeah, like just seeing this, I was like, oh man, that looks amazing. I've not played Risk of Rain 2. Bonk. See ya. Yeah, that can go in the maybe pile. Sunrise would be super chill. Bit hard to make it non-super chill. It's not the most intriguing to watch. Yeah, like there's some like little puzzly bits, but it was grindy. And I don't know if there's like an end game when I played it. But yeah, put a whole load of hours into that game. And yeah, really enjoyed it, but I don't know if I'd be able to go back. You've probably heard this 1,000 times, but would love to see you form a Cthulhu cult in the new RimWorld DLC. There's even Lovecraftian themed mods. Wow. So I think I did start doing like a Lovecraft thing. In the past? Maybe? Or maybe I had plans to do it. God, I honestly can't remember. But yeah, I wanted to like put like animations in there. But I didn't. Oh, Ambiguous Amphibian. Man, yeah. Love that guy. I've watched almost all of his RimWorld stuff. He has just such a nice voice. Sadly, I do know what you're talking about. And content-wise, I'd love to see you get Ben on your channel at some point. We did some Minecraft together. There's a chance that we might continue that. We were doing it for an NVIDIA brand deal thing. We were doing that, but we might continue it just because it ended up we had a lot of fun and got way more into it than we expected. And so, yeah, I think Ben's actually kind of down to do more of that. But Ben is like a hard person to get onto the channel because he has like a full-time day job that he does here. He isn't just like a floaty content creator who just like drifts around. He actually has work to do. I always really enjoy your videos where you get to be creative, like AI Dungeon, or when you do videos with other creators, especially Harry, Simon, Liz. We'd love some quiz time, or some other stupid non-game related videos. Those are my favourite. I was chatting with Simon, and we were talking about maybe we do some stuff together. I don't know if it's going to be quiz time, that can just be a big old question mark. But there's a bunch of other games that I really want to play with him, and I think they'd be a lot of fun to do. So like AI Dungeon with others could be fun. I can imagine the LOLs and Super RNG, but worth the punt. You did AI Dungeon before, and it was kind of fun to do. So yeah, that can be a thing. See, I'm not a fan of Creeper World, but I'll still watch your videos all the same. Yeah, man, I get it. I get it. Like, we play too much. There's been too much Creeper World, but there's probably going to be less. There's still going to be Creeper World for the time being. If people stop making kind of cool maps, I'll stop playing them, baby. Tom, a game called Tinytopia is coming out soon. This game was literally made for you. It's a Micro Machines style city builder. What could be better? Tinytopia, I'm pretty sure I have played this on my channel already. Bam! Welcome to Tinytopia, everybody. It is very cute. I don't love the combining mechanic. It is a little bit tedious, in my opinion. But it's super cute, and I really like the puzzle map, like this level where you had to have the balancing thing and build on that. Really, really cute. And we'll probably do some more of it when it comes out. I think you're strong and very entertaining when you can show off a bit of your creative side. If that's in builders, or even like the power wash, it doesn't matter. Just able to express yourself. Oh, well, thank you. I kind of feel like that's kind of, you know, I'm not good at games. I feel like, you know, getting a bit of creativity in there. I agree, the games when he can be creative, whether drawing, painting, building, or otherwise. Make special videos. Yeah, man, I like those kind of games as well. Just because, you know, I get to, like, chat shit more. If you're looking for something that lasts a little longer, Valheim. Loads of people got into Valheim, and I never played it. I don't own Valheim. A lot of people got really into it for a bit, and then stopped, so maybe it's good. You know what I want more of, Tom? More of the smallest city model videos. Those were great. I love those videos too. You could incorporate your new Gargant models in the form of Kaiju Chaos. Man, really want to make more of those. I think the combination of just like lockdown stuff made it so much harder to like organize putting that stuff together, because I needed some assistance with getting cameras and stuff together and like setting up rooms. Loosely in the future am kind of planning to maybe even make a whole separate channel where we'll be doing a lot of that kind of stuff. A lot of like things along those lines. It might be like slightly different formats, but really want to make more of that stuff. It takes a significantly more work than just kind of regular videos, but man, would love to be able to do more of that kind of thing. So it'll definitely be something that comes up in the future. I'd be really interested in maybe a run of It Takes Two with Simon, if he's up for it. It's relatively recent, maybe the last year or so. It's very similar to A Way Out. Man, I really do want to play this game. Depending on who... if I can do it with Simon, fantastic. That's like an A. That's an A tier. But needs another person. I really liked A Way Out. It's like a divisive game. It is wacky how... Man, some people really hate that game. But I thought it was a ton of fun. And yeah, It Takes Two. Would love to play it. Just need to organize someone to come in and do it. This game looks great. Definitely added to my wish list. I know it's pretty old, but something like Hollow Knight would be nice to see you play. And pairing up with someone for Don't Starve would be great. During lockdown, I played a load of Hollow Knight. I don't think that's something I'd ever make videos on, just 'cause it's so long. The Metroidvania, constant like backtracking. Also, I'm just bad at Metroidvania games. Remembering to go to places when you've got a new ability. But yeah, played a whole load of that game, but then it was the point when you have to go and fight the 3 magic spirits or something. I just put it down and then I just stopped playing. And I want to go back and like finish it, but I think I need to start again and give that a go. But I think that would probably be if I was going to do that for content, that'd probably be for streams. With all the new Total War Warhammer anyone that's coming out, it'd be cool to see a few versus battles with either playing or casting a small tournament. I think that'd honestly be really fun. I'd like to try and do organize like a little 8-person tournament or something with like Ben and I casting it. It would be super jokes. Outer Wilds, boom! You got to go straight back up to the other responses on that one. At first, I was disappointed this wasn't the shore, but 3 minutes in, and I'm already digging this game. Yeah, it's always tough, like when you're putting out like a series, because people want to watch more of that. But I kind of like to split things up. Subnautica was different just because I knew those were going to be longer things, and so would have like 2 back-to-back. But I'm not sure if I'd like how much I want to do like that style of thing. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, the shore is coming. There's more episodes. Well, maybe those episodes are out. A game I'd recommend is The Last Spell. Oh, yeah, I actually really want to play this. I worry that it won't be great for videos. There are mechanics in it that I absolutely hate, that you kind of just like, you constantly upgrade every time you lose, and the difficulty curve is like, the first few runs, like, you just aren't allowed to win it. It doesn't matter how good you are at playing, you just can't win the game. And so you have to have played and lost, like, a bunch of runs. But I do really want to play that game. Have a seat. I'd hugely enjoy a playthrough of The Long Dark. Oh yeah, that was a thing I was talking about and then completely forgot about. Long Dark. I think there's a good chance there's going to be a Long Dark playthrough. Oh, that looks promising. Maybe a little bleak, but that could be rectified by playing with a friend, a la Witch Hunt. This would be boring as shit in my opinion, but as long as Tom's having fun. Oh, that's nice. I'd love to see Tom play some more Tabletop Call of Cthulhu. It's my favourite role-playing system, and I was introduced to it by him. So I think it was kind of like mid last year, we were planning on putting out, doing more Call of Cthulhu, and I had written like a new campaign that it was going to be sort of like 5 one-shots that were going to be like loosely linked together with kind of like new characters, new sort of like vibe going on, and was kind of working on all of those at the same time. But then when we're going into like another lockdown, it just got put on the back burner. I really want to run some more. I think the idea that I've got for these sessions I think would be really cool. Yeah, and you know, a lot of the guys quite enjoy playing the Cthulhu system, so really want to do it. Really want to make more. I'd be into Tom going back to Evil Genius and play as one of the other characters. I did love the Human Goals Statue Room. Strategy games, management games are my preference. In between like recording it, I had played through an entire campaign at home, where I played as like the military guy, and I kind of got a bit burnt out like after playing through like 2 campaigns, and like although I used like different maps, I don't feel like the different characters add enough difference to what you're doing. But it was like, I think it was halfway through the series that I was recording when they completely revamped a lot of the like systems in it, and it made the game so much more playable and so much less grindy. Like, I was really happy with how you were getting resources and cooldowns on your hideouts and stuff like that. And like, it's I'll never say never to going back to it. One of my favorite types of series to watch from you is when you continually play roguelike games. I don't know if you're into a more physical one, but I'd certainly love to watch you play Enter the Gungeon or Binding of Isaac after all its updates. Yeah, like, man, I played, when it first came out, played the whole load of Binding of Isaac. And I do have Enter the Gungeon, and I played a bit of it, but it didn't like ever like super click. I think I have to get really into a roguelike to play a ton of it. I love the Wheel of Wacky and Horse in tabs. Man, when more people are floating around, I do want to bring Horse back. Want to do some more of that. Maybe start just doing like an episode of Fortnite or something like that. It was a lot of fun to do. Now they've added more factions. There's more ways you can like fuck with the game as well. I think you can make it really fun. Tom, try Loop Hero for a series. It's perfect for longer videos while being a game with different playstyles. From one grey beanie wearer to another. Love your content. I really want to play Loop Hero. I kind of think this is a game that I want to do in my own time. I feel like the first video would probably do okay, but then after that, like, the game is visually so repetitive that I just don't think many people would watch more than an episode or two of that. I think, like, you have like a massive drop-off in views. I recommend trying a game called The Wind and Wilting Blossom. Don't think I've ever heard of that. Oh, this looks more like a Ben game. Yeah, I don't know. It feels more Ben-like. I feel like I'm pretty good. Maybe like sometimes a little bit too harsh, but can look at a few screens of a game and be like, I now can tell if I know I'm gonna like it or not. A hex-based combat thing, ooh, maybe not. That looks like a bunch of inventory management, blocks of reading. I don't know if this is something that I'd play. Hey Tom, I'd love to see some more Kingdom 2 Crowns, especially if you play with Chauncey or Ben. I feel like it's another game that I've played a lot of. Like, did I do a series for the channel? God, I honestly can't remember. But I played it with a friend at home as well, or like in my free time. And yeah, we'd played through it entirely, and then I'd played some on the channel. Yeah, like, unless the game was radically different, like, there's not enough for me to want to go back and like do it again. Like, I find it really hard to record stuff if I just feel like I'm kind of going through the motions on it. I feel like my energy is low, and it kind of just comes across like badly in videos. Once again, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I love Kingdom 2 Crowns. It's just hard to go back, baby. Death's Door is a classic Zelda-style action game. Death's Door, boom. A lot of people were recommending it. You know what? That's going from a B to an A. Actually, wait, I don't know if I like this rating system. I feel like it makes competition, and that's not what I want. You know what? Ratings are gone. You know, I just want people to suggest stuff, and you know, if I'm like, I'm not going to play this, please don't take any offense to that. There's like a million cogs to make me work out something that if I want to play it or not. Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes is out in October. Little Hope was nice. You might like this new game. Just grab Simon or someone. I think there's a very good chance that we'll record it together. Though, gotta say, Little Hope and the other one, Spooky Boat, neither were as good as Until Dawn. Until Dawn, playing that with Simon is probably one of my favourite recording experiences I've ever had. I think just both of us being kind of like horror film nerds, laughing at the tropes, trying to work out the story, like, it was really, really good. And the other ones, they were okay, but it didn't have the charm of Until Dawn. I think we will still do House of Ashes. I'll add it to the list, but I feel like that's something I don't need to put onto a list. More Hard Space Shipbreaker, please. There's just not a ton on YouTube about that game, and I'd love to see more. I second this. I third this. You know what? I was kind of thinking of doing some more of it. It's a bit samey. It's really relaxing to play. I honestly really enjoyed it. And once again, I think it would be really good for streaming. I really think that's the kind of game that you could just sit and just play, like, session for like 6 hours at a time, and just kind of like ramble on. But when it's a video, I just kind of think that the videos end up all being exactly the same. And once you've watched one, there's also not enough like catalyst in there for like good talking points. It's just sort of like a bit of a rambly thing. Would love to see you do a short playthrough of a town builder. Love that content from you. Also, one I liked, it's pretty new, Kingdoms Reborn. Which one's Kingdoms Reborn? Oh, okay. Yeah, Lewis and I were talking about maybe doing this together, but I started playing it and it felt a bit complex. and it didn't feel like it was a super creative game. It was more like mechanically putting stuff down. It's why like I've never really super gotten into Anno, because I like to kind of, you know, weave my own little story as I'm making my town or my city. And a game that punishes you for, oh, you haven't got your bread house within 8 tiles of a thing, your city just runs worse, and that slowly like pecks away at the back of my head. And if I know I'm playing a game really badly, that can be frustrating. But then I can't, like, you know, just goof around and have fun with it. I need to go back and try that out, because I think I only played it for like an hour or so. But there was a time that we were really considering doing some together. I'd love to see the return of Orcs Must Die with Pedguin. Oh yeah, because I don't think we finished. Which one were we playing? Was it 2? Yeah, I think it was just, once again, it's like busy schedules, COVID times, things like that. It was just hard to do. Found so many hidden gems through your vids, Tomothy. I'm glad. I'm glad that you like seeing some wild games. I like finding weird games and playing stuff like that. I'm glad that people enjoy those, and you know, you get to see some stuff that are, you know, not super mainstream. There's a 2D building strategy game called Airships, very similar to From the Depths. Not very linear story. I know that game. Airships. Yeah, I remember playing a whole load of this, but I think like when it came out, and have never gone back to it. I don't think I recorded it. I don't like having to like rebuild a ship and rebuild it and try and make it really good. I'm just mechanically like not smart. It's why I never played games like Kerbal or things like that. But I should go back and have a look at Airships, because it does seem like a cool game. Hi, long-time watcher, first-time suggester here. Assemble with care. It's a short game. I think it's pretty tom. Though it could be completed in maybe 3 episodes. Assemble with care. Is that the IKEA game? Oh, well, this instantly looks adorable. Oh, wow. Okay, bam. That is... Shall I add that to the wish list? Man, this looks great. When did it come out? 2020. I'm surprised I have never heard of this. This sounds like something I would 100% play. Maybe you need like a star so I can remember. Like, boom, X. The Banner Saga. Man, I played the first 2 and I loved them. I thought they were so good. I don't think I'd ever make a series on it. I want to play the 3rd one, but I feel like I want to go back and play 1, 2, and 3 in order. But I know it's a bit of a time sink. So I don't think Banner Saga would ever be videos, but great games. Really, really like the first 2. Amazing Cultivation Simulator. It's too complicated, man. I started playing it and I just lost my mind. It looks really cool, but I think there are other games that do stuff like it that I just know better. And it just it didn't grab me. Kato. What is Kato? Oh, okay. I've seen this. Yeah. It looked a bit like linear for my tastes, and that you'd have to play more of it. But Kato, you're on the list. Golftopia. Yeah, I heard there's 1,000 more levels. Should go and check out Golftopia again. What is Alba? I've never heard of Alba. Okay, I'll check it out. Alba. And Turnip Boy commits tax evasion, has pixel graphics. Well, you know I'm a whore for pixel graphics. Yeah, I kept looking at this, and other people had suggested this to me, but I hadn't played it. And I was just wondering how long it was going to take. Man, so I check so many games on here. Oh, 2 hours? Oh, well, fuck me, add it to the list. 2 hours is a great amount of time. Boom, how next? I'd love to see you play the new Ace Attorney game with Simon. I'll have a chat with him about that. I wonder how long one of the sections would be, but I think that could be a funny series. I do really like those. Oh wait, I've already got it on the list. Bonk. Disco Elysium. I really want to play this, especially since they did the voice acting, because some of those voices in it sound great, and it means that you don't have to read as much. But I kind of think it's just going to be way too long. I love when Tom does long format videos. I like to listen to him in the background. I have a 1-hour commute, since he has the voice of a luxurious bearded angel. Well, thank you. I'm glad your commute is going well. Keep your eyes on the road. If you want something new, that'll give you a few episodes, I recommend Mini Motorways. Already played a thing of it. I loved your playthrough of Witch Hunt with Simon. They have a new game called Skinwalker Hunt. Maybe drag old Simon back into the booth and get your spooks on. That is really top of the list of games that I want to play with Simon, because it's from the creator of Witch Hunt. Oh, Skinwalker Hunt is not out yet. It is out. Has no one registered how long it takes to beat? What the heck? Is it early access? Oh, okay, so then maybe it's not like a finish. But yeah, really want to play it. Man, I loved playing Witch Hunt with Simon. It was hilarious. Oh, I kind of don't even want to look at screenshots. I want to go in blind. That complete surprise of everything that was going on in Witch Hunt was great. A while ago, some of the guys played Executive Assault. Yeah, we did. Man, that game was not great. Maybe the second one is better than the original. The original was... It was a cool idea. It's kind of shonky. It'd be really cool to see more variety in your content. Especially if we could see a game with more story or a survival thing, e.g. RimWorld. I'd like to see you play Gunpoint. Gunpoint, is that the detective game? Yeah. Man, I remember playing this when it came out, and it was super cool. I know it's a long shot, but would love another City Skylines series. I kind of think about doing City Skylines. It's always waiting for you. I like the idea of doing City Skylines, but I kind of feel like the I really love the previous series that I'd done on City Skylines, and like every time I find I kind of start playing City Skylines again. Like I did some for streams, and I played it for a bit, and it's a game that I've played so much of that I kind of end up feeling like I'm kind of going through the motions again. That just like mechanically how to play it, and like I've not really played around too much with a lot of the DLCs. Like the one with like management stuff, like the industry thing sounds really cool. But I remember like firing it up and just kind of like being a bit confused by it all. I'm not a smart boy, but it's a real maybe. It's a real maybe on if I'd go back to it anytime soon, unless it was like a real like goofy like little challenge type thing. A specific request would be something like Resident Evil Village with another person if possible. It's too scary, man. Too scary. Some Skylines would be amazing. I'd watch that all day long. Maybe it'll come back, but I'm just happy with like the City Skylines as it was. Top Lake Skylines would be all with the awesome editing. Got me through some tough times. Oh, I'm really glad to hear that. We'll love to see more. See, also, I think it'll be different because Josh now edits my videos, or sometimes we get some like guest editors in. Whereas like I had edited all of that, and although I'd say like Josh is a better editor than me, for sure, I think like I could put in like weirder niche stuff that I know I would like that I don't think Josh would put in. So I think they'd be like very different in like style and tone. I don't know how this video's been dropped down so far. It's about 2 hours into the recording, and yeah, just scroll to the bottom. We're like 20% of the way through the comments, so we're gonna have to do like a little more of a speed round. Yes, Your Grace. Seems like it'd be a great fit, and it isn't too long. How long is it? Because I played the demo of that, and I was just wondering if it was just going to be a 6 hours isn't terrible. Hanging on the maybe pile. I'd love to see you play something like Trailmakers or Main Assembly, the vehicle building for the campaign mode. Oh, that looks kind of cute actually. So I do often like struggle with that style of game. You know, constantly like having to like rejig stuff. I just get frustrated and bored really quickly. but that does look kind of cute. And Trailmakers, I tried it a little bit, and I just found I got too frustrated playing it. But I'll give Main Assembly a go. Mars Horizon could be a fun one for you. What is Mars Horizon? Oh, this looks like Kerbal. This looks just... it looks complicated. This looks too hard. I don't know if this doesn't scream Tom game to me. Sultan's Sanctuary, I really want to play that. Because I've heard good things. I feel like if I was, it'd be a stream thing. Or maybe, if it's not too long. How long are you? Sultan's Sanctuary? 16 hours. Ooh, you know, I think post 8 is suddenly getting into a longer, maybe too long. Wildermyth, I feel like there's going to be too much reading. Grime, I really want to try Grime out. Want to give that a go. Spellcaster University, so I have played this before. I don't think I recorded it, and I quite liked it, but I didn't love it. That game is definitely going to be too long. But that feels like a game. I think if I had more time, I'd sink a whole load of hours into it. But that's sort of like grindy, repetitive, with a little shop management. Really cool, but I just don't think it's going to be the content. I'd love to watch you play a long game like Breath of the Wild or The Witcher. Those are real long. I kind of think the only way that those games are ever going to get played would be streams. I know it's been out for a while, but something like Soma. Soma's always been like a real... It's been on the list forever. And even Harry played it. And Harry hates horror games. And especially they released the like less spooky version with less monsters. I keep meaning to play it. Honestly, I just like to listen to you talk/ramble while I do other stuff. I've got a good white noise for like voice going on. Just, you know, you just want it on the background. You know, not the forefront, just bumbling away in the distance. Love the fun video. Thank you for your work, Tom and Josh. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Tom. In terms of feedback, I've really been enjoying your work lately. That said, I think it's wise to change things up to keep them from getting stale. Having watched your channel for years, the highlights are really the collab videos and the short artsy indie games. The low points are the long series games. I'm not really a fan, not really into that dominate the weekly posts. I think this is going to come down to a personal taste thing of putting out a longer series over an even longer time. From experimenting around, like, you just get a too big a drop-off in views. Like, if you're doing a longer series, I think you've got to put it out pretty rapidly. And although you lose the people that don't want to watch that, if it's too spread out, the, like, retention of viewers between each video, if there's, like, 2 or 3 videos in between each one of those, is so much worse, and then it becomes, like, impossible to even do a longer series. So, generally, I think you've got to do it, like, hit it pretty hard. Just from the analytics on my channel, like, this is, like, we look at this stuff a lot on things that are doing well, things that don't do well, timing of, like, videos going out. But no, Ethan, thank you for your feedback. Like, I'm always happy to, like, hear people's opinions and criticism on stuff like that, especially if it's, like, well thought out. You know, I fully get it. I think a degree of it just comes down to personal taste, as I think, you know, where one person will say, oh, they're getting bored of this content. Someone else will be saying they love and they want more of this content. And, you know, it's a lot of it is just looking at what are the retention on videos, what are views on videos and stuff like that, which is how we decide if we do more of it. Like, you know, Quiz Time always had, like, the real big, like, cult following. And I loved that people were really into Quiz Time. But we kind of just got a bit bored of doing it. And just the views weren't great. They were, you know, the people that were watching it really loved them. But when it was like the views weren't great and we weren't super enjoying it, like, boom, that meant it was like just instantly on the chopping block. Hey Tom, I love the content. The game I'd recommend is The Final Station. So I actually played. Yeah, I played this for fun. Played it at my own time. Seeing you DM/GM games again, or playing board games style games, is always nice. Dice Dungeons is a little overplayed for me, but something along the line of Windermyth is not how you say that name. It'd be pretty cool. just funny games that make you laugh and think. Yeah, I think Dicey Dungeons is a thing that when there are super cool mods, like when there's that Pyro mod, absolutely loved that because that felt really legit. And the Angory Tom mod was actually pretty hilarious. Those that really like put like a breath of life into the game made them, yeah, really fun to play. But just like regular Dicey Dungeons, like I have played through that game multiple times, have beaten every single level, know like a lot of the builds and going into it, like just how to play it. Like, yeah, can't really go back unless there's like mods and stuff. If really cool mods come out, we'll definitely do more Dicey Dungeons. Finally, another super chill vid. I love your longer videos. Hope more to come. So I think we only did that. One of the reasons of doing that super chill was if depending on how workloads are going, you know, stuff is busy, and Josh was moving house, and so just was like, okay, right, a super chill requires far less editing than a regular video, and so they're kind of like the lazier content. I don't like putting too much of it out, like, because I prefer more bespoke edited videos. But yeah, can do more super chills. If you're hot for super chills, on Patreon, do a super chill every couple of months. Keep meaning to do more. But you can see someone there, and that's just like rambling nonsense. I'd love to see you play Per Aspera. That name rings a bell. Ooh. Oh, okay, that looks better. Oh, it looks complex. You can go on the list to check out. I'd love to see more stories with Toddy and Ben. That thing was a gigantic ball ache to put together. It was a lot of fun, but I don't think there's going to be some Toddy and Ben for a long time. Just my gut tells me. You have to ask Ben about it, because I don't know what Toddy's schedule is like, but pretty sure probably not for a while. The Caribbean Sail. It's an Oregon Trail type game. Wow, I have to fight a ghost ship. Well, that sounds amazing. Okay, that's kind of cute. Wow. I'll check that out. That looks like something I would play. Definitely watch Sunless Sea or Sunless Skies playthrough. I played a whole load of Sunless Sea, and I played a bit of Sunless Skies. I like them. They are grindy and repetitive, and I don't think I'd do a series on it. I think I've done some videos on them in the past, but I don't think there's going to be a lot coming out for sure. I'd like to see Tom revisit the Cursed Forest now that it's finished. If Simon can rejoin. I didn't love the Cursed Forest. I didn't love it. It felt like there was a lot of pressure. To be honest, I'm not like super hot on kind of like mega survival horror type things, where it felt like you needed to know the game really well to be able to play it well. It was like a cool idea, and I really liked the top-down horror side of it, but I just didn't like super enjoy playing it. Tom, when you and Ben played Dark Souls on stream, I got really hot for Dark Souls 3. I'd love to see a playthrough of that. And so I did stream that last year on my Twitch channel, which I've not streamed on for a little while, just because my internet at home is super bad. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Man, I really like playing the Souls games. You played before on your channel one of my favourite roguelikes, Nova Drift. And since you checked it out, it's gone way cooler. Would be cool to see you revisit that. I really like Nova Drift. I haven't played it in a while, and I know there's been a lot of updates. But I used to play it at home a lot. Just because you could do like little throwaway runs. It was really easy. You could just play for like 10-15 minutes. And like put it down. I did a bunch of videos on it, but those did not do well. I don't think people wanted to watch it. I've heard a lot about this game. Snurks. And I really want to try that out, because that looks like something that'd be pretty good. I hated Noita. I wanted to love it. The full physical things catching on fire and stuff like that was so cool. But the game was so like brutally aggressive, and the opening was so repetitive. It just turned me off so much. And, you know, maybe you can just say, like, get good. But I feel like there was genuine bullshit in that game of you could be one-shot sniped from something off-screen. And it's taking, like, 20 minutes to go through some levels, like, having some fun, burning some stuff, like, experimenting around. And then just, like, oh, you're just dead. Like, you can just die in a split second, and it... I don't know, like, it felt like the whole, like, pacing was just, like, off for me. Like, either the whole game should run, like, a little bit slower, or it should be a more fast-paced, and you should be able to take, like, a couple more hits. Hades. I played Hades, was great. Really, really good. Curse of the Dead Gods. Oh, I remember seeing this. So, I'd say, like, one problem I have with a lot of, like, the action roguelikes is they are very intense. I will put this on the list though. They're very intense, and I find it hard to like talk over them unless I have played that game a lot, and then I'm a bit better at doing that. Whereas, yeah, I think Hades, I'm not sure if I'd go back to... I know you're supposed to complete it 1,000 times. After I'd beaten Hades once, I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this game. It'd be a mini-series. It's like 5 hours long, but Katana Zero... Which one's Katana Zero? The name rings a bell. Oh, okay. I know what this game is. I didn't love it. I don't know. It just didn't super click for me. Didn't super click. It was kind of cool. Maybe I need to go back and do it again. But yeah, and it feels like it should. It's got beautiful pixel graphics, like kind of fast-paced, kind of roguelike-y action, but. We'll put that on the list. I need to revisit. The most recent King's Quest would be Knight. Knights, kings, goblins, giant trolls, and dragons. And 5-year-old Telltale game, but it's quite an interactive game. 19 hours. That's a hard pass. Unmetal. What is this? It looks a bit Metal Slug mixed with Metal Gear Solid. Oh wow, it looks very Metal Gear Solid. Oh, this looks kind of cute, actually. I'm kind of into that. Especially if there's a demo as well. Boom. Cool. Yeah, I'll look at that. Oh, Unmetal, like Metal Gear Solid, I get it. Would love to see Tom try out Webbed. Oh, is that the one with the jumping spider? Man, I've been following the development on that. I am super hot to try this out, because it looks super cool. Yeah, I really wanna play this. It's already on my wish list. So I played a bit of Kinseed, and I felt like it was going to be too long, too big to make videos on, and it's not out. It's not fully out yet, I don't think. Potion Craft. Alchemist Simulator. Oh, that looks kind of cute. Sounds kind of fun. Okay. Sounds like that could be a one-off. You're pretty hot for the collabs with Lids, honestly. You have a great dynamic. Lids is great. And yeah, it's fun to hang out with and do dumb videos. Yeah, hopefully we're going to do some more. Do go and check her out on Twitch. Breath Edge. Definitely would like this game with its Subnautica vibes and the Immortal Chicken to get the coaster in there. What? Co-star. I'm just bad at reading. We're hours in and oh god, I'm not very far through. So Breath Edge was something I was looking at. I was really considering it, but someone had told me the first half is kind of fun, kind of a bit creative, and then the second half is like a really boring like shooter. Whether or not that's true. And I think I played maybe like the first hour or so of it, and it didn't feel super creative. It felt like, you know, I thought I was going to be building like a little space base, but it actually seemed like you were just sort of like ticking boxes. I'm kind of tempted, but not entirely sure. Cataclysm, Dark Ages Ahead. Dark Days Ahead. Tom no read good. Yeah, I'm like gonna say right now, my ASCII art dungeon games are in the past. No one will watch this. No one is going to watch this video. You might watch this video. No one else is going to watch this video. Big Brain Tommy Boy is someone I know can conquer this game. That is so untrue. I kind of think, like, I've always wanted to learn Dwarf Fortress, but there's like a series on YouTube which is like Beginner's Guide to Dwarf Fortress. It's like fucking 40 episodes, and each one's like an hour long. This maybe is a massive exaggeration. I don't think it's going to happen. I will give Dwarf Fortress a go when it comes out, but if the like barrier of entry is too high, like I am lazier with a shorter attention span. I need my like instant gratification fun. Very small pea brain with the normal amount of attention span a human should have. I have a fraction of that for games these days. It's a weird suggestion, but you could always try Smile for me. Point and click. I don't think I would play a point and click these days. I think the same that I've said with other like puzzle type things. Oh, 3.5 hours isn't too bad. You're not, because it's only 3.5 hours. It can actually go on the list. Metavax is cool. A new wacky indie game that might just be up your street. It's slightly brain and slightly shooty, very chill. Oh, roguelike Minesweeper twin stick shooter. Okay, that sounds kind of wild. Yeah, I'm into that. Metavax. Highly recommend Gris. Gris is pretty. Man, I did not enjoy playing that game. And Far Lone Sails is something I do really want to play. I don't think I own it. Yeah, I really wanted to give this a go, just because it looked really cool. But you're on the list, baby. Atomocrops. Man, I played a bit of Atomocrops. It was pretty cool. Kind of wild. Tainted Grail. What is Tainted Grail? Oh, actually, man, So I've heard really good things about this game. I'll put it on the list. I was about to say, like, no card games. A lot of people have said this game is great, and I have not played it. I really like the Lego vid thing. I feel like you genuinely liked it. Man, I really did. God, that was such a beautiful game, and super chill. In my experience, content is best when the creators are doing things they like. So maybe a playthrough of Angor's finest games, or some Yogg's friends for fun games. And with the live action, we'd really love to see D&D. Call of Cthulhu would be awesome. Doesn't matter which group. Just take anyone for a day and force them to do some horror. Yeah, always want to do that. I'm always playing games that I like. They're always going to be games that I'm into and want to play. Playing my favorite games. Like, some of my favorite games are things that, like, I don't feel like I can go back to and play that much anymore. Like FTL, honestly one of my favorite games ever made, and I just can't play that again. I've played so much of it. It's kind of going through the motions. A bit like RimWorld. RimWorld, I think, is one of my favorite games, one of the best games ever made, and it, like, I just played it too much. Like, there's not like the sort of new enjoyment stimulation in there anymore, and that's why I quite like playing just like indie games, like just like short things, can try it out, see interesting ideas and concepts, if you know what I mean. Okay, the camera's dying. Well, I really thought that I was going to make it more than like a third of the way through. God, maybe not even that. In 3 hours. So there might be another part, but we've kind of done all the top comments, so hopefully people have been responding. Maybe we'll come back and do some more. So this is a rough list of things for games. I'll take a harder look at all of the stuff that we have got on here. Oh, we're out of camera. Oh well. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this video. You know, if you have any other comments, please let me know. If you want to suggest games, always put like a little link. And if you see someone else say a game that you like, giving them a thumbs up is probably better than, 3 people suggesting the same game, one comment with 3 thumbs up. I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, super thank you to everyone, who watches the videos. Anyone who kind of was interested enough to leave a comment. Really appreciate the feedback. Without all of you guys, none of this would be possible. I'd just be an idiot shouting into the void, which I kind of am, normally. But yeah, until next time, everybody, you have just a good old time, and look out for some new games coming to the channel soon. Goodbye!